Did you know that the wealth of the world's billionaires has grown by $5 trillion since the pandemic began? That's more than the combined GDP of the UK and France. While everyday people struggled through lockdowns and economic downturns, the richest 1% saw their fortunes soar. Today, the 2,640 billionaires on the planet hold more wealth than 60% of the global population combined. This reality raises a big question: do billionaires care about wealth inequality anymore? It seems that instead of trying to close the gap, many are finding clever ways to maintain their power and riches. They use strategies that keep money flowing to them while creating a facade of social responsibility. In this video, we'll dive deep into the world of value investing, revealing the hidden tactics billionaires use to stay on top. From shifting away from traditional philanthropy to investing in life essentials like water and food, their strategies might surprise you. We'll also explore how they exploit tax loopholes, ride the wave of anti-capitalism, and pass down their power to future generations. Get ready to challenge what you thought you knew about wealth, power, and the elite. The truth might be more shocking than you expect. Chapter 1. From philanthropy to profit. The billionaire mind shift. Once upon a time, billionaires were huge on philanthropy. Andrew Carnegie, the steel magnate, believed in the gospel of wealth, urging the rich to give back most of their wealth to society. But today, that mindset is fading. Instead, billionaires are opting for social impact investments. They're investing in companies or initiatives that promise to do good, while also making them more money. It's philanthropy with a paycheck attached. Take the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, CZI, created by Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan. While it's branded as charitable, it's actually structured as a limited liability company, LLC, not a nonprofit. This setup means CZI can invest in for-profit companies, lobby for laws, and even make political donations. So, while they're funding education and health projects, they're also making profitable investments that grow their wealth. It's a win-win for them, but it's a gray area when it comes to wealth redistribution. And it's not just Zuckerberg. A 2018 study by Harvard Business School found that billionaire impact investments average returns of 27%, higher than many traditional investments. Billionaires are no longer just giving back. They're finding ways to multiply their money while appearing socially responsible. It's hard to see how this reduces wealth inequality, but it's crystal clear that it keeps billionaires on top. This shift has its critics. Anand Giridharadas, author of Winners Take All, argues that impact investing lets the rich maintain power under the guise of doing good. They don't just want to change the world, they want to rule it, he says. And the numbers back him up. Studies show that only about 1% of billionaires' assets are actually donated to nonprofits, and many of their donations flow through private foundations they control. If you're finding this information eye-opening, consider subscribing for more insights into the hidden strategies of the ultra-wealthy. Chapter 2. Impact investing or self-interest? A look behind the curtain. Impact investing sounds noble, but who benefits? For billionaires, it's often more about personal gain than public good. Take Amazon's Jeff Bezos, for example. His climate-focused fund, the Bezos Earth Fund, pledged $10 billion to tackle climate change. Yet, the fund's largest contributions so far have gone to established organizations like the Environmental Defense Fund and World Resources Institute, rather than grassroots projects. While these are respectable groups, they're not the bold, transformative projects one might expect from such a pledge. It's safe, and it's likely to give Bezos the kind of positive PR that boosts his brand. Interestingly, most impact investments target industries that will thrive in the future economy, like renewable energy, clean tech, and sustainable agriculture. According to a Morgan Stanley survey, nearly 85% of millennial investors are interested in sustainable investing. Billionaires are tapping into this trend, strategically positioning their portfolios in these sectors. Yes, it supports green initiatives, but it also positions billionaires to profit as demand for these sectors skyrockets. Consider billionaire Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. In his 2021 letter to shareholders, he argued that climate change is reshaping finance faster than anticipated. But Fink's stance isn't purely altruistic. By shifting investments to sustainable companies, BlackRock stands to gain as industries adjust to new environmental standards. And with nearly $10 trillion under management, BlackRock's moves set the trend for global investing. Critics argue this is little more than greenwashing. Billionaires benefit from these shifts in perception while maintaining control. Studies show that sustainable investment funds perform comparably to traditional funds, meaning there's no financial loss for billionaires when they invest in social causes. It's a clever strategy, using public concern about the environment to cement long-term profits, but not necessarily reducing inequality. Chapter 3. Infinite Growth in a Finite World. The Billionaire's Survival Playbook. With limited resources on our planet, billionaires are hedging their bets on industries that control life's essentials. Clean water, organic food, and energy are big investments for them right now, not just because they're profitable, but because they're necessary. As resources become scarce, those who control them will wield immense power. Water, for instance, has become a major focus for the ultra-wealthy. In 2020, the world's first water futures market launched, and billionaires quickly took notice. Michael Burry, famously known for predicting the 2008 financial crisis, started buying up water rights years ago. Water is the new oil, he says. And he's not alone. Many billionaires are investing in water infrastructure, bottling, and rights, positioning themselves to control this vital resource as demand rises. Food is another resource on their radar. Bill Gates, for instance, is now the largest private owner of farmland in the US, holding over 242,000 acres. Why farmland? Because as the population grows and climate change impacts food production, owning farmland means controlling the future of food supply. And with prices of farmland consistently rising, Gates is securing his wealth while making sure he'll always have assets people need. And then there's energy. Elon Musk, CEO of Tesla, has made waves with his clean energy initiatives, including solar power and electric vehicles. But Musk's approach goes beyond profit. By investing in energy alternatives, Musk is positioning himself as a leader in a sector that will only become more crucial as fossil fuels dwindle. It's a move that ensures he's not just relevant in today's market but central to tomorrow's. Studies show that global investment in renewable energy reached $501.3 billion in 2021, a record high. Billionaires are at the forefront of this trend, betting on the fact that controlling renewable energy sources will mean controlling the future. This strategy isn't just about making money. It's about long-term security and influence. This playbook of owning essentials creates a system where billionaires maintain dominance. By controlling life's necessities, they're ensuring a seat at the table no matter how the world changes. This isn't about giving back or even sharing wealth, it's about survival in a world where resources are finite. If you're intrigued by the complex strategies of the ultra-rich, subscribe now to uncover more hidden truths about billionaires and their wealth. Chapter 4. Riding the anti-capitalist wave. Is it all just hype? Billionaires love to position themselves as allies of the people. We've seen this trend increase as anti-capitalist sentiment grows. But are these powerful figures really on the side of change, or are they just riding the wave to maintain their influence? Many critics argue that billionaires are using anti-capitalist branding to actually preserve the status quo. Look at Ray Dalio, founder of Bridgewater Associates, the world's largest hedge fund. Dalio frequently speaks out about wealth inequality and the flaws in capitalism, even warning that capitalism itself is in jeopardy. He advocates for systemic changes, but he also profits from the very system he criticizes. In 2020, Bridgewater managed over $140 billion, and Dalio's net worth soared to over $18 billion. So, while he publicly calls for reform, his personal wealth depends on things staying pretty much the same. And Dalio isn't alone. More billionaires are speaking out, but most stop short of supporting policies that would reduce their wealth. A 2021 report from Oxfam showed that while many billionaires publicly support higher taxes, they also employ teams of advisors to find legal ways around them. They advocate for tax the rich movements, knowing well that their wealth is protected by an army of tax experts and offshore accounts. Many billionaires are also pouring funds into social media campaigns and think tanks that promote ethical capitalism. This isn't about changing the core system, it's about controlling the narrative. They're positioning themselves as good billionaires to gain public favor and avoid potential regulatory changes. As Anand Giridharadas, author of Winners Take All, put it, they want to be seen as helping without actually sacrificing their privilege. Chapter 5. Tax the Rich? How billionaires outsmart the system every time. Tax the rich becomes a trending topic. Billionaires seem unfazed. And for a good reason. They've perfected the art of dodging taxes. Let's look at how they do it. Billionaires don't pay taxes the same way most people do because their wealth isn't in cash. It's tied up in assets like stocks and property, which aren't taxed until they're sold. This strategy allows them to grow wealth tax-free for decades. Consider Elon Musk, who famously paid no federal income taxes in 2018. How? By borrowing against his stock holdings instead of selling them, Musk avoided triggering a taxable event. This borrow and hold strategy allows billionaires to access huge sums of money without ever touching their stocks. They use their shares as collateral for loans, which come with low interest rates because they're so wealthy. And because loans aren't income, they're not taxed. And it's not just Musk. According to ProPublica, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Michael Bloomberg all paid minimal or no federal income taxes in recent years. Buffett, who often supports higher taxes publicly, only paid an effective tax rate of 0.1% between 2014 and 2018. In a letter to investors, Buffett explained, "I pay a lower tax rate on my income than my secretary does." If you found these insights valuable, don't forget to subscribe. Join us as we continue exploring the hidden strategies of the wealthy and the impact on our world.